I am Ibrahim Traoré, and today, I strip away the illusions. You threatened the future of my nation. The state of Israel made its position clear. So I gave them a deadline. The world held its breath. And Netanyahu? He said nothing. For 72 hours, silence rang out from Tel Aviv. No statement, no response, just a wall of cold indifference, as if my words meant nothing. But what followed that silence no one saw coming. Not the press, not the diplomats, and certainly not Israel. Because when the clock hit zero, I acted. And my actions didn't just echo across borders, they shook every capital on earth. Let's go back. 3 days earlier, in Nairobi, at a landmark summit of African and non-aligned nations, I stood before the world without hesitation and issued a deadline to Prime Minister Netanyahu himself. 72 hours. That's all. Recognize Africa's sovereign right to define its own alliances. Or we begin the process of decoupling from every institution that enables your violence. This was never just about Gaza or one war. It was about something much deeper: dignity, independence, and the end of Africa being treated as expendable in global politics. But Netanyahu didn't blink. He dismissed it. Israeli state media mocked us. Western outlets didn't even notice. So the clock kept ticking. And I stayed silent until the final second. At exactly midnight GMT, a stark broadcast lit up from Wagadoo. No music, no introductions, just me, standing in uniform, one microphone, one voice, calm, measured, unshaken. Our calls have been ignored, I said, so we will no longer remain silent. Then I issued 3 declarations, each one louder than any missile. First, the immediate suspension of all Israeli business operations in Burkina Faso, banks, telecommunications, defense contracts, all frozen indefinitely. Second, a call for a new continental summit, 15 African nations united, to forge a fresh alliance, free from the grip of former colonial powers. Third, a message to every African nation hosting an Israeli embassy: reevaluate, reconsider, realign, not through war, but through principle. No nation, I said, has the right to ignore the voice of a continent. This deadline was never a threat. It was a mirror. And now, the world must look. The broadcast ended, but the storm had only begun. By dawn, the world was shifting. 3 nations, Chad, Mali, and Guinea, recalled their ambassadors. 2 more froze Israeli development deals. South Africa stepped forward, applauding the stand we took. But the real turning point: the streets. From Dakar to Dar es Salaam, young Africans filled the city centers. They chanted my name, not out of worship, but out of awakening. They waved flags, they raised their voices, they held signs that read, "Africa will not be silenced. Our deadline, our dignity, respect is non-negotiable." Back in Jerusalem, panic took hold. A late-night emergency meeting was called. No press, no photos, but the leaks came anyway. One voice, allegedly Netanyahu's, was captured saying, "We underestimated him. This isn't just Burkina Faso anymore. This is a movement." And he was right. Because while some Western powers whispered calls for restraint, none dared to directly challenge me. Not this time. Because this isn't just politics anymore. It's momentum. A new kind of leadership has emerged. One that doesn't knock on closed doors. One that doesn't ask for a seat at the table. One that builds a new table altogether. And now, the question haunting global leaders isn't just, what happens next? It's, how far will this go, and how fast will it spread? Because when power ignores the deadline, the world doesn't reset. It reorders itself, with or without you, before you go. Did Netanyahu underestimate Traoré? What would you have done in his place? Tell us in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. If you felt the shift, smash that like button. Subscribe for more real, raw breakdowns of the moments shaping our future. This isn't just geopolitics. This is history in motion.